So my trip has started, and here I am at LAX. We'll keep this brief, but we do have a couple of things that we need to report on this morning. So I think overall, the reception to the fact that Elon is taking charge of more departments is maybe a positive thing. We see the stock is flat this morning, even as the market overall. I think the Nasdaq is down. We'll take a look in a second. But there is, the chatter mostly on X this morning would suggest that people agree with me. Elon is going to use this period of time for focus, and he's going to focus on the things that need to be done, which are the sales, finishing up the 4680, getting FSD finished, and getting the robotaxi thing done by 8/8. So we'll look forward to all of that happening. So then, of course, between now and then, we've got a fairly important day. We've got the earnings call coming up. And on the earnings call, this is what James Catt has to say. If you want to follow him, he is at Tesla Fan MTL. You can find him on X. But here's what he says. This is what he needs to deliver on the next call coming up next week. He says, number one, these are dues. He needs to outline a plan to stabilize gross margin. I think we're already seeing that. Maybe he just needs to confirm that that's what he's about. I'm not sure that he needs to go into details about what he's going to do about that. But just to say, you may have noticed I've been firming up gross margins. James Catt could have gone on to say firming up net margins as well with that big cut in the overhead with the layoffs. Okay, number two, he says, outline the plan to grow demand and vehicle volume in 2025, 2026. That, he says, 2024 is already a write-off in his opinion. I don't agree with that at all. I think that 2024 will be fine. Elon will be in charge now of getting the sales up, and there's no reason why an effective advertising campaign and other efforts couldn't result in a couple of 300,000 additional vehicles being moved out this year. This is not a big get. 10% increase over last year, 1.8. So get a couple of 100,000 extra, plus the 75 to 100,000 Cybertrucks. Then three, outline a long-term roadmap with a fair amount of detail of the 25,000 mass market EV. Where will they build it? When will the reveal be? I think less is more here. Just say there's been no change in our plan with regard to the $25,000 car. It will be revealed, and we will begin shipping late 25. That would be plenty. Less is more. Number four, outline the progress of full self-driving. Provide some data, some fun facts, give a realistic timeline and a roadmap for future milestones on the path to autonomy. Give investors a roadmap, outline possible risks and the mitigation plans. So again, less is more here. I think he's already said that he's going to reveal robotaxi on 8/8. I think it'd be great to give a little data in terms of the how they're finding with regard to accidents, with regard to interruptions in the trip. So yeah, less is more, but a little bit of color would be great. Next would be explain the vision for robotaxi and how they view the business model. No. He's not going to get in any details on that at this point. Maybe he could say what they plan to do on 8/8. Is it hardware only? Is it hardware and the app? Will there be an actual robotaxi business as of 8/9? Doubt whether he's going to say any of those things, but those would be the things I'd love to see. It says, explain the vision for energy. Why is the Lathrop ramp been slow? What are the barriers and the opportunities? I think that would be very, very wise to give us an update on Lathrop. Explain the vision for solar. Is solar roof dead? What's the plan? Not going to touch that. It's not going to happen. But, if he wants to do it, great. Explain the progress on 4680. What are the key challenges that remain? When does Tesla expect to solve them? I think a simple estimate of the time when 4680 will be fully ramped at 100 gigawatt hours in Austin would be fine. I think that would be simple, straightforward, take care of it. What's happening with the semi? Why hasn't Nevada expansion started construction? Yeah, I'd love to see a timeline on Nevada expansion. That'd be fantastic. And when do they plan to start shipping semi in volume? And then what is the plan for Berlin? When does Tesla expand in Europe? And what does that look like? Yes, any color on Berlin, Mexico, or even Shanghai with regard to an expansion plan there would be huge. He doesn't mention India. I think it'd be good to give something on India. These are the don'ts that he suggests. Don't talk about interest rates. I think it's fine to talk about interest rates, but not necessarily as an excuse. Don't talk about the economy being weak. Well, it could get weak. It's probably going to be weaker in the second half than it is now. I don't think anybody disagrees with that. But yeah, no excuses, no excuses. Don't talk about how hard everything is. Right, no excuses. Don't blame things outside of Tesla's control for Tesla's performance. Yes, no excuses. I think no excuses would kind of summarize this whole category here. And then, he says, don't tell us why the Cybertruck design was a mistake. Yeah, that would be silly. And don't tell us you don't have a crystal ball. You've used that one way too frequently. That was my addition there at the end. By the way, this is Randy Kirk. If you haven't hit that like button yet, as I talk to you here from LAX, I want to make sure that I'm still in the picture here. So, and hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit notify. Later today, there will be a Cern video. I got to make sure and set that up before I get on the plane. And then tonight there will be a video for sure. Tomorrow morning there will be a video for sure with Larry. And then what happens the rest of Saturday, don't know. I will work my buns off to get you a Sunday night, which is also known as Monday morning video. And then definitely after the bell on Monday morning. So this week it'll be a little choppy. We're not 100% sure what is and what isn't going to happen, but it will be a little easier this week in Charlotte. Okay, let's see. I know that I want to talk about the general market. So this morning, the main thing, we didn't have any reporting coming in this morning. The main thing would be that we have the situation with Iran and Israel. Apparently, that is being seen as a nothing burger. Iran has made no mention of whether they plan to respond to that attack, and so far the market is looking at it with no real activity, no real action. So let's take a look. We've got Tesla up actually 14 cents at this point. We've got the Dow Jones way up at 186.31. The Nasdaq, however, dropping 135.25. S&P down 10. We look at all of the Magnificent Seven. Tesla is the only one up. So all the rest are down. Nvidia getting hit big time again. I think it's time to fire the CEO and the board of directors at Nvidia. It is at 819 this morning with a 27-point drop. We've got the Cathie Woods are mixed this morning, suggesting to me that we're going to find out that the bonds are kind of sideways this morning. We'll see. They've been up and down overnight. We'll see where they are now. Let's look at the percentages. We have got the Dow Jones is up 0.48%. We've got the Nasdaq down almost a full percent at 0.89. S&P down 0.20 and Tesla up 0.11. Okay, let's now go ahead and take a look at the bonds. We have got the bonds this morning. We have got the 10-year. Yeah, exactly as I said, it is flat at, well, no, I'm sorry. It's down 2 basis points. Now let's take a look at the rest. We have got that is the 10-year is down 2 basis points. We have got, the rest of them, I'm having trouble with my app right now, so we won't be able to report that this morning in this. I'm sorry, it's a little, odd this morning, but it's going to be odd for the next 4 weeks. I'm on the road for 4 weeks, checking out New England, checking out Canada, going to Niagara Falls for the 3rd time. Anyway, going to have some fun on this trip. But let's take a look now at oil. Oil is up 44 cents. Brent about the same at 33 cents. Their Brent is under 90. Texas Intermediate is at 83.16. When I say Brent is under 90, it's 87.44. Natural gas up to 11 this morning. Again, such volatility in the natural gas space. Unusual to have this much volatility. Gold is up $6. We're looking at over 2,400 again. Maybe it's a reaction to what's going on in the Middle East, not sure, but many people think gold has a long run to go. Copper is up 1.26% for almost 4.5. You've got the Bitcoin up 872. It was up much more earlier, sitting at 64,264, still down. It's almost 20% from its high. Of course, we had that halving yesterday, and the halving didn't seem to have much effect on Bitcoin. Okay, I think that's all we've got. So if you didn't already hit like, hit like. Remember, you got Cern Basher coming up later with a super duper report. Super interesting. I think I learned more from the Cern Basher report that's coming up than I've ever learned from any of his before. So totally up to date, things that are happening right now. I think you'll find it extremely useful. And then as far as Yesterday I did again, everybody loved it. Larry Goldberg was on yesterday. I'll put a card right here, I hope. I think it's the same in my status right now. But anyway, check that out. And until I see you in Charlotte, it's been great talking to you.